In the 2 years since Allen was arrested, there have been dozens of motions filed in this case.
Some have revealed what could and could not be discussed during the trial. Our Russ McQuaid has been following this case from the very beginning and takes a look at what to expect.
For 7.5 years, the Delphi double murder case has been an investigation cloaked in mystery and missteps, courtroom battles and setbacks, and jurors have yet to hear a word of evidence. All that changes when jury selection begins October 14th. Suffice to say, Carroll County has never hosted a more sensational trial in the 108 years the Limestone County Courthouse has stood in the center square of Delphi, Indiana. In this courtroom, a dozen jurors and their alternates will be asked to weigh the evidence arrayed against Richard Allen, an unassuming local man never suspected once in the first 5.5 years after the bodies of Libby German and Abby Williams were found slain near the Monon High Bridge outside of town. Investigators say that is Richard Allen, captured on Libby's cell phone, and this is his voice. And they say these are the sketches of the killer who witnesses described.
Have they matched that voice to his? We don't know.
Even though investigators believe the girls were killed with a knife, one of the most compelling pieces of evidence the prosecution claims it has is the alleged connection between an unspent bullet found at the crime scene and a .40 caliber handgun found in Richard Allen's house in October of 2022.
They are able generally to match a bullet to a gun, which oftentimes is critical in a criminal case. It is being challenged these days by defense lawyers like myself, saying that it isn't an exact science.
An analysis of the evidence that caused wrongful convictions revealed that flawed forensic evidence is responsible, at least in part, for more than half of the wrongful convictions.
Shortly after Allen's arrest, prosecutor Nicholas McLeland told the court that it should keep the evidence arrayed against Allen a secret because the state thought someone else may have been involved in the murders. But Judge Fran Gull has told Allen's attorneys they can't allude to any other unnamed suspects.
And if there's evidence of the possibility of other individuals that were involved here, they have a right then to seek out that information.
The attorneys also can't talk about Odinism, a pagan ritualistic practice, and its followers as alternate suspects, even though a state police investigation found some credence to that theory.
Look at the detective's notes, look at the FBI's investigation, look at the sheriff's investigation. There's all an inclination that there may have been other people involved.
The defense will highlight inconsistencies it says it found in witness descriptions of a man spotted in the area that day, and perhaps ask why Allen's original law enforcement interview, where he admitted being on the bridge, was lost for 5.5 years. And they'll also introduce complicated cell phone signal evidence. The attorneys will also raise questions about Allen's state of mind while in solitary confinement in a maximum security prison, when investigators say he confessed to the killings more than 60 times, including over the phone to his mother and wife.
And then the defense counsel has to establish, hey, he wasn't of sound mind when he made these statements.
The jury will be tasked with finding Richard Allen guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. All it takes is one juror to harbor a doubt about the evidence or the testimony or the way investigators came up with their case to declare a hung jury, and leaving Allen's fate and the mystery of the murders of Libby and Abby unresolved.